In my opinion, for the everyday application of strength, a strong grip is one of the most important things you can train. For some people, you actually don't need to train it that much. Everyone's different as to how their hands operate when they're in the gym. Some people naturally just develop a strong grip or naturally have one from birth or genetically. Anyone who has a degree in exercise physiology or something similar, exercise science, knows that there are classic tests of grip strength that are used to determine overall body strength and sometimes even health in some people. Grip is a great way to measure the activity of your central nervous system. If you have a device that can measure your grip, try it as soon as you wake up in the morning and you'll barely be able to move it. But then try it 2 hours later and you'll be impressed with how much your grip strength has improved, even if you haven't done anything. And that's just the electrical system coming alive. There are many types of grip strength, and we're not going to go over all the details of grip today. But the main ones in the gym would be crushing strength or supporting strength. And what that means is crushing strength is simply the ability to squeeze something as hard as you can. Supporting strength is the ability to hold on to something without it falling out of your hands. And of course, these are very closely related, but they're not exactly the same thing. To train grip, there are a number of ways you can go about doing it. There are many exercises. There's a number of them already in Mogy. But you can be creative. You can even, anything from grabbing the end of a barbell to grabbing handfuls of sand over and over, which is surprisingly hard if you try it. And of course, there are devices such as this gripper. This is called the Captains of Crush gripper, made by Iron Mind, which is kind of the world standard with these things. And all you do is simply close the gripper for reps, and then you're training your crushing grip strength. Holding it for time, you're working on supporting. These come in various strengths from, I think, sports, the lowest one these days, up to the number 4. I don't think anyone's closed the number 4 in about 10 years. So if you can do that, you're pretty good. In fact, if you can close the number 1, you're pretty good. The 2 stops most people who train, and I've only seen a handful of people close the 2.5. They're very tough, so if you're thinking about getting one, I would start with the trainer level rather than the number 1, unless you're already pretty strong. Don't confuse grip strength with forearm size. They are not necessarily the same thing. They're related, but just because you have big forearms doesn't mean you have a strong grip. That's why you can keep doing wrist curls all the time, but it's not going to really develop grip strength. If your grip is giving you trouble and you're one of the people that walk around the gym using straps for everything or gloves, stop using those things. Your grip should be challenged with everyday lifting. That's why it's unnecessary for some people to train grip directly. And the smaller your hands are, the stronger your grip is going to have to be. There are, as I said before, there are a lot of devices you can buy, but having a bunch of tricks and gimmicks to train grip is really unnecessary for the most part. If you become a strongman or a specialist with grip, yes, you will need many different toys. But for the average person, I think simply barbell exercises and perhaps some grippers is enough to cover most bases. Another great way to challenge your grip in the gym and everyday training is getting some of these. These are fat grips, spelled with a Z. And I even have my gym name on it because I'm special. These you simply slip over a barbell and it makes it into a thick bar. Thick bars are expensive. They're great tools, but they're expensive. By doing that, normal curls become a much different exercise, or even pressing becomes a much different exercise because the way your hand is spread out around the device, or fat grip, I should say. This builds an extra challenge to something like deadlifts or curls. And by switching these in and out every few weeks or every few months, you can really challenge your grip and you might not need any specialized exercises. This is similar in size, but a little smaller in diameter to the Rolling Thunder device made by Iron Mind Enterprises, which is also one of my favorite tools. This challenges your thick grip ability, and if you use that for training, you will feel a different soreness in your forearms than you've ever felt before. If you can get up to 200 pounds, you're doing pretty good, but most people stop well below that. We're used to grabbing a barbell, which is always the same diameter, so it's good to challenge yourself with different size implements to grab.